Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 46. And in honor of today's official kickoff of the NFL season with the Hall of Fame game, we're going to be reviewing Sweetens Cove, Kennessee whiskey. So this is obviously in honor of football being back. There's no better way to do it, to give it ode to the sheriff himself, Peyton Manning, and this is his brand of whiskey or bourbon. So if you guys are not familiar with Sweetens Cove, so they released back, I think 2 years ago. They just did a really horrible job with marketing it. It was really expensive. It was $200 a bottle. There's nothing really worthy of a $200 bottle. So it got pretty bad reviews. I actually was able to taste it. It was awful. But this is a bit of the rebrand. So this is a blend of Tennessee bourbon and Kentucky bourbon. And again, we're back. Football officially back. I got Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth serenading me in the background of the world's worst football game, which is the Hall of Fame game. Two shitty teams. You got the Raiders. You got the Jags. We're back. We're back, baby. We made it. It didn't look good. I need some live sports, but now, again, inject it straight into my veins. Football season is back. So, right here, we'll go ahead and give a little background of it. So, it starts off, obviously, with a bit of rivalry of Tennessee and Kentucky. So, did we just become best friends? Who better than master blender Marianne Eves to bring the heated historic rivalry of Kentucky and Tennessee bourbon together in one bottle? These proud rivals share a commitment to craftsmanship and culture, land and legacy. Now experience one delicious and dynamic blend among friends. We could still pick sides about the horses or football, alma maters or music. Either way, let's raise a glass and celebrate our common love for damn good bourbon. So again, this is a massive rebrand from a really shitty product that they released a couple years ago. So we're going to go ahead and do a first time Friday on a Wednesday. And we're going to do it in honor of football. So it's pretty cool design, the bottle. You know, I get kind of weird about this, but again, it's just really unique. And then again, the labeling on the side is like, you know, contour lines of Kentucky and Tennessee and all their fun stuff. But we'll go ahead and give it a pour. Smell it. And the price point on this, so they, you know, with the rebrand, they improved the price point from $200 to, I think it's $55 now. So they realized by making it a blend and not $200, maybe able to move it off the shelf. So this is, they don't quite have the mash bill on this, but it's 110 proof. And the master blender, Marianne Eves, she was actually the master blender for Castle and Key Distillery before she left them. So now she's the master blender for Sweetens Cove. So, you know, there's a lot of hype around it considering obviously it's Peyton Manning's juice company, you know, is another celebrity alcohol company here in 2022. But, you know, again, there's a pretty notable master blender coming into the mix to try to make a good product. So on the nose, we kind of get like a peach smell, but it being a 110 proof, there's no, you usually kind of wait for that alcohol kick. You don't get it at all, which is pretty interesting. You get very fruit forward, a little bit of spice, you get that cinnamon spice, but I think it just makes it so simple. It being, you know, blend with a Tennessee whiskey or Tennessee bourbon, you know, it's gonna be a little more robust if it's just a more complex flavor for like most Kentucky bourbons. So we'll go ahead and sip it, talk about it, rate it. It's really smooth. If we're being 110 proof, get that caramel. It's a little dry. I mean, it's really straightforward. It seems like a really easy drinker. It's a very short finish, which is you get it there for 110, but it doesn't really hang out and linger that much. So I think that's pretty interesting. I don't really have too many terrible things to say about it. I definitely get cherry, a little bit of orange zest. I think that's kind of where that rye kicks in, or from that, being that drier Tennessee whiskey. I think you get a little bit of vanilla caramel. You definitely have an oak in there. It's pretty pronounced, with the blend. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. And I think it's pretty good for the price point. It's easy drinker, especially for being 110 proof. I think that they definitely did a much better job on making it the Kennessee bourbon, Tennessee whiskey blend, or whatever they want to call it. We'll rate it. So price point, I don't quite think this is a $60 bottle. So I'll give it that a 6.